Well, this is a new day here at HSN. We're live here in the studio in Florida, and we have got the EcoFlow. Yep, it's June, the beginning of hurricane season, so we're all thinking about emergency preparedness. Sure, we're thinking about camping and tailgating and having power anywhere we want, whenever we want. This is the EcoFlow DELTA 3. It's the newest, latest, and greatest generation that will power 99% of your appliances. And we have never done a configuration like this. This is brand new. This is exclusive to HSN, and this is at a price that we've never done before. This model has 13 ports. That's right, 13 ports of power, including your USB ports, your C ports, your AC ports. It is the Delta 3. So we're gonna jump in and I'm gonna tell you what your choices are. I'm Helen Keeney. Please follow me on social media. On Instagram, I'm the official Helen Keeney, and on Facebook, I'm Helen Keeney Comedy. All right, so what we're doing is a choice of just the EcoFlow, or, and I honestly think this is a better deal, the EcoFlow by itself, $519.99, but we have a bundle for just $100 more. You get a $250 solar panel, and then also a $160 wagon. And this wagon is from EcoFlow, and it is, designed for you to, bring your EcoFlow wherever you want to go. And the wagon, again, by itself, $160. And then also, you've got your solar panel, and that is, I think it's $230 on sale on hsn.com. So if you take $230 and add that to $160, well then you're talking about the EcoFlow being just a few $100s. It's really such a better deal to get the EcoFlow with the bundle. Now we are doing VIP financing and free shipping and handling. So if you get just the EcoFlow by itself, you get a year to pay it off with the HSN card or our sister network QVC. They have something called the Q card, and you get a year to pay that off. It's about $43.33 a month. If you get the bundle, we jump it up to a year and a half to pay it off, and then it's $34.45 a month. It's actually less money per month because you get an extra 6 months of interest-free time to pay it off. Here's the HSN card. To get one, it takes about a minute. There's no annual fee. You can go to our website, hsn.com, and you put an HSN card in the search, or you can call the 800 number, 695-1418. We're to be talking about the EcoFlow for this entire hour. Our special guest is Justin Hyatt, who's standing by in the kitchen, and we're going to talk about how this will power 99% of your appliances, Justin.
99%, and something that weighs less than 30 pounds, that doesn't need to be outside, that we can be able to use in a multiple different ways, in indoors and outdoors, and be able to use it for emergencies and for non-emergencies, and for those emergencies that could just be the 3 hours that we're out of power. But now with our wagon, now we can be able to actually wheel this around. I love this wagon for this moment when the lights go down and the lightning strikes. Now I can just take my wagon with my EcoFlow, and now I actually have an even more portable version of our power station. Now I can go ahead and just come over here in these types of emergencies, plug it in, turn it on, just 2 seconds. I'm just gonna hold that power button on, and then I'm just gonna press one more button, and then we're gonna get power right here to our lamp. And then what else can I do in the kitchen? Well, just about everything. At 99%, that means I can use my microwave. I can use, for instance, a full-size refrigerator. I've got my full-size refrigerator right here, so no power. It takes 2 seconds now. And this is the greatest part about EcoFlow, is that it's easy, that you don't have to worry about the stress, you don't have to worry about the setup, you don't have to worry about the maintenance. And now in 2 seconds, we're gonna have power right here to that full-size refrigerator. And here's the other great thing. Talk about simplicity. You don't even have to worry about guessing how long I could run anything for, because now on this display, it's gonna tell you exactly everything that you need to know. How much power you're pulling, and then it's gonna also calculate and tell me I've got roughly about, it's telling me right now, about 16 hours right now for that full-size refrigerator and for the light. So we talk about all the different ways that we can use it, but in that pinch and having it here for that emergency, so we can not only keep our food cool, but then have a full-size microwave to cook our food and then take all of these things outdoors. But this is the Delta 3. This is the latest and greatest. This is one of those moments where it's that perfect size. It's not too big. It's not too small. This is also, for the very first time, IPX65 rated. So it's splash proof for water, for oil, for dust, for smoke. This is going to be protected and extra durable, unlike any of the power stations that we've used before. It looks a little bit different than the ones that you've seen in the past as well. It's even lighter weight than its predecessors. It's also expandable, so much that we can talk about with this, but then you've got all of the outlets right here on the front. So I've only plugged in a light and a full-size refrigerator, but I could do a fan, a microwave, and I'm not unplugging to plug things in. But it is the beginning of hurricane season, and so if you are thinking about having something there for you, which you know you're gonna need, and then Helen, then just taking it out to the picnic, you're gonna love this wagon, because the wagon we've never done before, and this is a total exclusive bundle. So you're gonna take the solar panel out, you're gonna take the wagon, and you're gonna go have just a wagon wheel good old time.
Yeah, whether you're taking the margarita mix and putting it in the back of the, the car for the tailgating, or if you're, maybe you're out in the garage and there's no power in your garage, but you're, going to do some woodworking, or maybe you've got what we have here in Florida called a Florida room. It's sort of a screened-in area, but there's usually no power. Maybe you want some air conditioning. You can plug in a portable air conditioning unit to this. This is kind of, in Florida, this is a have rather than, it's a need rather than a want to have power. There's lots of different things you can do to get extra power for your house. And I'm not saying there's anything bad about having a generator, but you need gasoline for a generator. And I can tell you what happened during Milton is, we did not have the gasoline at the gas stations being replenished. So everybody who had a generator, or cars for that matter, all the gas was gone. And then when they were able to bring it back in, there was lines so far around the block that they had to call the police to monitor the line to get gas. But here with the EcoFlow, you're recharging it over and over and over with the power of the sun. That's why I recommend that everybody getting it, especially today with this bundle, get the bundle, because you can get the EcoFlow by itself, or you can get it with the continuous free recharging with a solar panel. You can even be plugging it in and charging things, and at the same time recharging it, simultaneously powering things and recharging with the solar panel. And this really cool wagon made by EcoFlow, it's branded by EcoFlow with like all-terrain tires, and it has like a very I'm going camping look about it. So if you would like to get that, I really recommend getting the bundle so that you can, put your solar panel, which by the way comes with a case, right? The solar panel does with a case.
Comes with a case.
It does come with a case, because they usually do. I just didn't see it out here, but it comes with a case. I know, because I bought one and I have the case. I will tell you, during, we say, of course, during the hurricane we used it, but I used it many times. There's many other times we've lost power. If you work at home and you need power to continue working at home, to have, the internet needs power, your laptop needs power. Or if you've got, maybe family comes over, you're all watching a movie and there's a power outage. Even that hour of inconvenience is eliminated with the EcoFlow. And Justin, I know we're going to go through a lot of different things, because this powers 99% of all appliances, including medical devices like nebulizers, CPAP machines, and so much more. But this really, what are our choices for power? I see you have a generator, and nothing against generators, but you have to know all the safety rules. You have to have gasoline, and there has to be gasoline available.
Exactly. We think about, well, gas will always be there, and it just won't. I grew up in South Florida, born and raised. I can tell you, I've been through many hurricanes, even just this past couple of years of hurricanes here in the Tampa area. First thing that's going to go is food, water, gas. You need to go out, get prepared, and get ready, and you do it roughly, when it's convenient for you. Unfortunately, we have to work all the time too, right? It's not like we can just get out there and then, we can get gas when we need to. when you get the chance to, the gas isn't there. And then you wait, and then you said we waited in 3-hour lines to get gas. So not that generators are a bad thing. They're just not for everybody. What generators are good for people who can actually physically manage one and are capable of actually using it. If you live in an apartment or condo,
they're not good for you.
You can't, not good for you.
Right.
You can't use one. So, right, and talk about transporting. Look, this thing weighs over 100 pounds. This is my generator. Talk about not transporting it. This was under 3 feet of water. It was in my garage just this past hurricane. I wasn't able to lift this thing up and carry it up the stairs into the house. So, and it ended up flooding. Prior to even flooding, the battery was completely dead on it. And I didn't even consider that because this is one of those kind of push button starts. You do also have the pull crank. So I was like, well, if the push button's not working, I'll just use the pull crank. Once you use the pull crank, and the pull crank would work. It was like Murphy's Law. I talk about it all the time. I'm like, the irony here. And of course, don't get me wrong, I have plenty of EcoFlows. But it was just one of those things like right there where you're like, okay, this is exactly why we need alternative energy and we need other options. So I love having the portability of having this now with our wagon. Look, you're gonna use this wagon a lot. Trust me, it is very, very well made. Even the handle has a really, really nice spring. It does collapse. It even has a really nice cover that comes included with it as well, along with the little bungee cord. So you're gonna love this. And you're gonna love it because although this is one of our more lighter weight power stations, still it's 30 pounds. So now you'll be able to wheel this around. Now, talk about, again, portability, but also alternative energy. Now we've got our solar panels, because now with our solar panels, we're gonna have renewable power, and we're not gonna have to worry about simply relying on solely one thing that we know is extremely limited, like gas. Great. If you can own one of these, perfect. That's not for everybody. This setup is. And then we, of course, have it in all those different alternative places in our home, like a washer and dryer. So all those different things that are maybe not necessarily necessities, but it would be kind of creature comfort to know that I can use my washing machine. And then we've got it right here. But let's talk about this. If you need an extra tank of gas, well, you go to a gas station.
Right.
We have an extra tank of gas for your power station. And this is one of the things that's really, truly amazing. So you're automatically getting an unbelievable value. Exclusive to only here at HSN. What we're showing you
it's right here. And not all of the EcoFlows are able to multiply their power by adding extra batteries.
Yeah.
So the extra battery is right here. And let me give you the details if you'd like to grab it. You know, we're at the beginning of the day, and I'll tell you, every single time we've had an extra battery available, it sells out. I'm doing the show right now at midnight, but I'm also doing the show at the end of the day at 10 p.m. and I'm also doing the final presentation at 11 p.m. if we have the today's special left. But I will tell you, we will not have this left. We have way less of the Delta 3 extra battery, and that is